They put a man on the moon.
Why? Was he bad? And how did he get back?
These are all good questions. Now, to get to the moon or even into space, you need a rocket. Now, the Chinese invented rockets when they invented the sparkler and the Catherine wheel 1,000 years ago.
Building rockets is easy.
But building rockets made of thousands of tons of metal that fly straight and out of our atmosphere, well, that's just plain mind-boggling.
And in those days, the Chinese were pretty much against the boggling of any human body part, so they didn't bother.
The modern rocket is, like many inventions, a product of war.
'Cause Hitler wanted to go to the moon?
3, 2, 1, 0. To the moon!
Not quite. Anyway, America hated the Nazis and the Soviets especially hated the Nazis. But after the war, the Nazi scientists were given the citizenship of those countries quicker than you can say the only good Nazi is a rocket scientist Nazi. And this led to the space race between the Yanks and the commies.
China tried to enter, and their space rocket worked exactly like their fireworks.
Unfortunately, like the sparkler and the Catherine wheel. Finally, the Russians won the race by putting a transistor radio called Sputnik in orbit.
Then they put a dog up there to fetch it.
And then they put a man in space to catch the dog.
The Americans went off their nuts.
Oh, let's go to the, I don't know, the moon, they said.
And the moon race was on.
America won this race because they are a nation of middle-class white guys.
I don't get it.
So space exploration is a very blokey thing to do. No woman ever said, oh, go to the moon, that's a great idea.
And rockets are about as phallic as things get.
You betcha. And when they got to the moon, the Americans acted exactly like middle-class white guys do. They walked about in tailor-made designer-label suits that no one on Earth would wear.
They claimed things that weren't theirs.
They hit golf balls.
And they drove around in ridiculously expensive cars.
And just to make sure that everyone knew that America was there first, they sent a guy called Buzz. Only 12 people have walked around up there. This is the most select group of people on Earth, and one of them is called Buzz. But still, landing on the moon was a pretty good effort when you consider that they did it with the computing power of today's personal organiser. Which was handy, because when they got there, they could contact their mates and say,
Guess what? I'm on the friggin' moon!